for the inverted, the upside down triangle, what we have is, it's the most important, the least important. So what this means is, in say a story like Petrol Crisis Looms, what you're going to have is, that is the most important thing. There's a petrol crisis, and then you'll go, what's a little bit less important than that? How it affects the different people. So like have the, where is it? Where's this petrol crisis? Who are the actors involved? Like what's happening there? And then you'll get to the least important stuff, like the particulars, the sort of why this is happening, why it's like affecting that community or something like that. But the most important thing for that structure is definitely that there is a petrol crisis, and then where it's happening and how it's affecting the people there.
Okay, so I get that you need structure. You need to put the most important stuff first.
It goes back to what we learned at the beginning, Juno. Relevance and audience. You need to find out what is most important to your audience.
Ah, I think I get it now.
It's all about structuring. You need to structure all your important facts into a beginning, a middle, and an end.
What exactly do you mean?
Do you know the story about the Little Red Riding Hood?
Yes. She's the girl who goes to visit her granny in the forest, and then the wolf eats the granny, and now the wolf wants to eat her.
Yes, but Little Red Riding Hood is saved at the last minute by a woodcutter who then kills the wolf and saves Little Red Riding Hood.
Aye. Where exactly are you going with this?
Maybe I'm not explaining this all too well, but my friend Chloe explains it way better than I do. Let's find out about structuring from my friend Chloe.
What you could get from that Little Red Riding Hood story, even though it was quite simple and silly, is that it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And this is true of all stories, and it will be true in your story too. And it's good to sort of be aware that stories need a beginning, a middle, and an end, because it just makes it more interesting to watch, and it makes it clearer to understand. Now, I know you're involved with the Amapico Township Dancers, you're one of the dancers. Okay, so say on Tuesday you go to your rehearsal and you want to do a story about the newest member of the group. And perhaps the newest member is really young and really useless, but they're very keen. So maybe you'll interview this person, or you'll take them on take the viewer on a journey. With your cell phone, you might go with this person in the beginning of the day, show them getting nervous before rehearsal because they know everyone thinks they're useless. And then you might show them actually rehearsing and messing up, and then maybe getting it right, and then asking them what they thought about it at the end. And that would be focusing just on one character. But you're an Amapico Township dancer, so you could be involved in your own story. It could even become about a day in the life of you as a dancer. It's also important to know that characters in a story all have different ideas about what is actually going on. And for instance, what the wolf would think about the gran being eaten would be entirely different from what Little Red Riding Hood would think. And the same as the person who comes in and kills the wolf at the end, what he thinks about the whole event would be different also, because he wasn't there the whole time. And so everyone understands things differently. And I mean, you know that you don't think the same way as your friends, and it's important if you want to do a story, if it's a news story or any story about an event, and you want to get quite a deep understanding of the event, and then you should interview a whole lot of people so that you get all of their ideas about it, and you don't just get one. But if you were doing a story on just one particular person and you didn't care about anyone else, then you could just interview them, but just know that what that person thinks isn't going to be what everyone else thinks.
Okay, Gino, here's a quick quiz. What comes first in a story?
The most important thing that you feel people need to know. It's called the lead.
Correct. It's like a headline. What comes next?
Then it's the next most important information, and then the least important information. It's like a triangle, but upside down, from the most important to the least important.
And what do you put in the beginning?
Okay, in the beginning you set the scene, you either interview a person and find out how they feel about something or what they think has happened.
And then there's the middle. Here, you can get an opinion from someone else, a different opinion.
And then you finish it off with a conclusion where you basically understand how the person feels or what has changed.
So do you think you can put your story in a 2-minute structure?
Yes, I guess I can now.
Okay, so you can go out and put your story into a structure with all the important stuff at the top and all the least important stuff at the bottom.
But remember guys, it needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Till next time, show up.
Bye.